Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party has officially begun. That's right, the spookiest but not so spooky Halloween party is back for 2018, and we have everything you need to know as we head into opening night. If you haven't already, or if you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe, be sure to hit that bell icon so that you are notified every time when we release a video, and also be sure to like and share our videos because we love to share the love. Thank you so much for doing that, and let's jump right into Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We are going to be heading to this party later in the season, but as of right now, in fact tonight is opening night of one of the most popular extra ticket events at Disney World. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party will run from October 17th through October 31st, and we have everything you need to know about what's new, what's coming back, and what are the must-dos for this incredibly popular event. There are going to be 4 dates in August, there are 12 dates in September, and then 18 dates in October, culminating with, as we said, October 31st, Halloween itself, which is the most popular and also the most expensive night of this very popular party. Prices for this year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party range from $70 per person for adults up to $125 per person for adults, and for kids start at $70 and go up all the way to $120. Discounts are available for certain dates for annual pass holders and DVC members. So what's new for 2018 for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? Well, actually a lot. We have some really fun things coming. The teacups are getting an update. There's going to be a spooky new sound effects and lighting effects that are going to be happening during the Mad Tea Party, and we don't really have a whole lot of information other than that, but we know that it's going to make it a little spookier for those riding on the teacups, which should be really fun. I'm really excited to try that out. Space Mountain is going to get a spooky new soundtrack, and Pirates of the Caribbean will have some rookie pirates chasing after Gunpowder Pete, so I'm interested to see what that's all about. A new dance party is also coming to Storybook Circus for this year, and it will feature some of your favorite Disney Junior characters. Costumes, of course, are permitted for all ages, but there are certain restrictions. For a lot of the details, be sure to head over to our blog post at fortheloveofthemouse.com and check out our Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party preview, where we have laid out all of the guidelines and restrictions for if you are wearing a costume for all ages. But just know that there are restrictions. There are no masks that will cover your entire face. Adults can't wear floor-length gowns. No weapons of any kind or things that resemble a weapon. So the guidelines are pretty common sense and easy, but it's always good to double check because you don't want to be one of those people that gets your costume taken away at the party or at the gate. For guests entering prior to 4 p.m., you will be able to head over to 2 designated spots to receive your wristband for this year's party. Similar to previous years, you can head over to Stitch's Great Escape and then also over at Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is similar to past years and is usually pretty smooth. Disney does this for a lot of events and it works out pretty well. If you're entering the gates at 4 p.m., you will get your wristbands as you enter. You'll be kind of shuffled over to a side and you'll be given your wristband, and they'll also give you, whether you're checking in inside the park or at the gate, you'll also get your map to the party, which is key, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Of course, some of the most popular events returning to this year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party are the Boo to You Parade, which is amazing. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. It's a must-do for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. If you only do one kind of show spectacular, be sure to do Mickey's Boo to You Parade. I think it's one of the best parades on property. It starts with an incredible headless act, and it features the villains, so I think it's a really great parade, and it's also one of the only times you can see a nighttime parade. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party are currently the only times you can see a nighttime parade, so be sure not to miss that. Those show times for this year are going to be 9:15 p.m. and 11:15 p.m. The Happy Hallowishes fireworks show is also returning this year, which is really exciting. It's a really great show. I personally prefer the Christmas show, the Christmas fireworks show, but I think this is a really great show as well. So in my opinion, it's not to be missed. This will take place at 10:15 p.m. on each of the party nights. The Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular is incredibly popular, and everybody loves this show. It's a really popular event. Everybody gathers around the castle for this, and it's one of the most talked about events of this party. That will be taking place at 8:15, 10:45, and then again at midnight. And then last but not least, the Cadaver Dans are back, which is really exciting. They're really fun to watch, and they will be performing nightly on Main Street from at 7:15, 8 p.m., 8:50, 9:55, and 10:50 p.m. Pro tip for everybody, if you don't have little kids and you're kind of able to handle a later night, hit those later event times up. So go to the last viewing of Boo to You, the last viewing of Hallowishes, because they're really going to have a lot more space. You're not really going to be having to elbow crowds out of the way to be able to see those, and the crowds are really going to have thinned before those shows. So I definitely recommend, if you have a group that is able to stay out a little bit later, to hit up those last shows. Another tip is make sure you keep your map with you. You're going to get a map of the party, and that's going to show you your trick-or-treat locations, where the magic shot spots are, what times all of the shows are going to be at, where you can do special character meet and greets. There's a ton of information that's going to be on there. Also, where the specialty treat locations are going to be. There's always some really fun treats. We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes, but there's always some really fun treats, and all of that is going to be specified on your map. Character meet and greets. So as with Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, there are some really rare character meet and greets at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and those lines can get really long. If you are hoping to meet Jack and Sally or the Seven Dwarves or Moana, those are some of the most popular character meet and greets at this party, and they're so rare, and people will begin lining up really early. So a pro tip for me is, if those are on your top priority list, as soon as you get into the party, go ahead and get in line for that, because there's a really good chance they're going to come out a little bit early, and you might even get through that line within the first like 20-30 minutes of the party. And if you wait until 7:30, 8 o'clock, those lines could be up to like 3 or 4 hours long to see those characters. So if that's something that is really important to you, get in line early and go ahead and get that out of the way. Some other important character meet and greets to note is that Lotso is going to be out this year. We expect, that's what we've heard, and that's probably going to be a really popular one. He's a really popular character, and so he's probably going to be one of those that you're going to want to get in line for pretty early. And of course, you don't want to miss out on the 100 Acre Wood Gang. They are decked out in their Halloween costumes, and Eeyore in a clown costume is probably the cutest thing you're ever going to see, so I would make sure not to miss out on that opportunity. Disney always releases a great lineup of holiday and pumpkin inspired treats for this season, and this year is no exception. We have everything from a not so poisonous apple cupcake that's going to be available at the confectionery, and that's actually not going to be party exclusive. It's going to be available every day through October 31st. Madame Leota is going to have her own special dessert. She has a vanilla tart with a toasted marshmallow cream that's going to have also a little face of her on top of that, and that's going to be a party exclusive this year. Also, the Hitchhiking Ghosts are making a special entrance in their own chocolate cream puff that's going to be a party exclusive this year. So those are two of the treats you really want to look out for. In addition, candy corn ice cream is back, and over at Auntie Gravity's Galactic Treats, be sure to pick up that candy corn milkshake. It looks delicious, and I can't wait to get a hold of mine. I am super jealous that we're not going to be in the park sooner to get a hold of one of those. As we mentioned, trick-or-treat locations are going to be super recognizable, and you're going to be able to find all of those on your map. There's also probably going to be a line for most of them, so they're pretty easy to spot. But be sure to check those out on your map, and they're also going to have a little blow up that says trick-or-treat location or something like that on there, so you'll be able to easily spot out those. And also remember, here's a pro tip as well, many of those lines are double-sided, and a lot of people don't know about it. So if you see that it's really jammed on one side, you might want to double check to see that it's not a double-sided location, that you can just kind of scoot right along there and get your candy and get out of there. What about magic shots? Magic shots are one of my favorite things about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I am fingers crossed hoping that they bring back the skeletons dancing magic shot from last year. If you guys don't know what that's from, it's from Disney's Halloween Treat, which my husband thinks I'm crazy for, but is probably my favorite Disney movie of all time. And it's from when I was a kid. This is either released in the 80s or 90s, and it's amazing. And it has Mickey, and it's just kind of a compilation. And they used to play it every night on the Disney Channel, and it was probably what I looked forward to most about Halloween. So that's what those skeletons are from, and I really hope they bring that back this year. Last year they had a hitchhiking ghost magic shot, which was amazing. You could also get your photo done with the ballroom dancers from the Haunted Mansion, which was really cool. There's just a ton of these different magic shot opportunities all throughout the party, and usually the lines aren't too long for them. They're usually about 5-10 minutes at the most, so be sure to hit those up. Last but not least, be sure to head into the Emporium and some of the other merchandise shops throughout the park to get a hold of some of that not so scary exclusive party merchandise. They only bring out this merchandise once the party starts, so it's really fun to be able to get that exclusive merchandise and have that. And I've seen what it looks like this year, and it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to get some of that myself. As I mentioned, be sure to check out our blog post highlighting our preview of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party for even more details on what to expect from this year's party and to help plan your trip and your party. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button. As we mentioned, we love you guys, and we're so excited you came along for this video. If you're headed to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, we want to hear from you. What are you most excited about, and what are you hoping comes back this year in terms of magic shots, because they're so cool? What is your favorite part about the party? Thank you for stopping by, and for the love of the mouse, never forget that it all started with a mouse.